So last week, the Sims team did a big base game update of adding in 70 plus items in cast and build and buy. And so I thought, why not try and build a base game starter home with only using 18,000 simoleons with the new items in The Sims 4. So I'm currently in my base game only save file right now. I've disabled all of my packs and I don't have any custom content in right now. And I am so excited because I have not done a real-time build in a while, but also too, I haven't done a base game starter home in a very long time. But I'm utilizing my sim that I made a while back ago. I believe when we got infants in The Sims 4, I had made an infant named Xander Gilmore, and he's on the gallery as an infant, so if you want to download him, you can. But I aged him up into a young adult because his backstory is that he was put into the Willow Creek foster care system after his parents died in a fire. And that's like a tragic, storyline that I tend to give all of my Sims half of the time. So I thought he's embarking on a new journey to Willow Creek. He's out of the system, looking for a brand new home, and only has 18,000 simoleons to his name. So I want to be able to build him a budget-friendly home. I need a bed, I need a kitchen, a living room, maybe a dining room, but I might just utilize the islands with the kitchen part, a bathroom, and maybe a mini office for some type of activity. Because he wants to become a master chef at some point. And for his traits, he's cheerful, vegetarian, and a bro. And the good part, he lives right next door to Bob Pancakes. And this is actually the new renovated base game home that the Sims team did of updating all the base game houses with Sims living in them. And I feel like Bob could be some type of mentor for him at the end of the day. So I want to build something that is new, but also at the same time that could grow over time. So I don't want to make anything too big with this house because 18,000 simoleons, we don't got a lot of money to work with. Plus, base game only, I feel like it's kind of easy that way because when you do only base game, you have less choices, and less choices means less dabbling and being delulu and figuring out what am I gonna do with my house? Because I'm a Pisces and I feel like when I have too many options, I get overwhelmed and I want to cry and delete everything. So it takes me a little bit longer to figure out the general outcome. So I now only have 15,000 simoleons to my name. I feel like I'm so glad because I've been building in The Sims for a very long time. But I feel like over time, I've learned the best ways to build, but also the worst ways to build. I'm just glad that roofing does not cost you money in this game, because if it did, my Sims would have been broke 10,000 years ago, and we don't got time for that. Because all of my Sims half of the time are broke, sad, and alone, and they can't be coming out here in these streets thinking, I'm rich and fancy. Ma'am, sir, no, you're not. You're broke. Don't think that you can spend 20,000 simoleons on this big old couch, this big old house, and think you're gonna live right. No, no. Sometimes most of my Sims are pretty much delusional. However, I'm also delusional half of the time because I give my Sims that life thinking that they're rich, but in reality, they really aren't. But I will say I'm just so glad that The Sims is now doing really cool things with The Sims 4 and now The Sims 2 and The Sims 1. Because if you haven't heard the news, the Sims team re-released The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 on PC only, and it's the Legacy Edition. And I am a huge Sims 2 fan through and through. If you haven't watched the videos as of lately, I have been posting a lot of Sims 2 content, and I've been really enjoying the idea of going back and thinking about what have I missed, what can I do better, and just dabble into new things. And I started making my very own save file for The Sims 2, and I'm going to be utilizing SimCity 4 by making my own custom terrain, and then also having the option to import that terrain into The Sims 2 and then do all little fun stuff, because I've learned a lot over the past couple of weeks of what it really takes to make a custom save file, especially in The Sims 4. And I'm making one for The Sims 4. I have a lot of projects on hand, and I feel like if I don't commit to one thing, I'll probably lose my mind. So I think this is actually a pretty good, decent house. I mean, it's not that big, but at least it's something. I might squeeze this in just a tad bit more. I don't want to have too big of a porch, but I want to have at least something. Wait a minute, why are these so expensive? No wonder my Sims are poor. I swear, I'm out here utilizing the most expensive staircases we have in this game. Why am I like this? I swear I need to slow down. I'm a yapper. If you don't know me by now, if you don't watch my Twitch streams or my general YouTube videos, I'm a yapper. I could talk literally about cheese, literally anything. It's a problem. It's a problem that I'm probably not going to solve because I don't want to change myself to please other people. That would just be terrible. No, don't change yourself to please other people. That's crazy. However, Don should. Don Lothario should change himself because he's a little bit crazy, a little bit toxic, and I don't like his attitude half of the time. So I might change him. They always say we can fix him. But in reality, can we really fix Don? Is he truly fixable? Yes, but then also no. Oh, so the other thing too, they added in these new columns into base game, and they're only 50 simoleons, whereas the ones that we tend to use half of the time, this basic one, which is fancy, is 10 simoleons more. So I think I might use these columns because I do like them, but they look a little bit bulky. So they might not fit the vibe of the house. But they look nice. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna use these because I feel like these are my staples and I feel like they fit Willow Creek the most. So I'm gonna utilize those a little bit more. I might be breaking the bank. This is more of a general necessity. It's actually more of a want. Having these columns is more of a want, not a need. Because do I really need columns? No. I simply could just go ahead, go about my day, and slap on a nice little platform or whatever, and bada bing bada boom, I am done. So I guess I can honestly get away with it. Oh my gosh, wait. Oh, wait. This is 50 simoleons. Oh my god. You know what? No. We are moving this over just a tad bit. There we go. See, the fact that this is... Ooh, wait, hold on. Never mind. Hold on. My plan's working. Oh, that door. That door. I'm using that door for the rest of my life. You'll be sick of this door by next week. I can guarantee that for sure. This door... Oh, we're gonna make it yellow. Because I feel like yellow is, you know, a decent looking color. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's just the right color that I think everyone should start using nowadays. And the fact that the Sims team is adding in more yellow in the game pleases me as a person who is a fan of yellow and has been a fan my entire life. It's become my new personality, if you will. But let's figure out this layout before I add in any windows. And if you're new to building in The Sims 4 or just in Sims in general, I always say add in your front door and your back door and then figure out your layout afterwards, because if you add in your windows before you do your layout, you'll have to move everything and it can get very confusing and frustrating. So do your layout first if you can, and then you can always change it about if you want to. So I think this could be a very tiny foyer area. I want to definitely combine where like this is a kitchen and dining room, but I'm going to utilize the new counters and cabinets and then use the island as our dining room table and maybe have something over here. But I think for our bedroom, we can probably have it in the front, like over here. I need to squeeze in some type of bathroom. So I think the bathroom could probably be squeezed over here, like in this corner. And we'll probably share this like, well, it's only one bedroom, one bathroom, so we don't have to share anything. So we'll have a door leading over into the bedroom to the bathroom. We'll have like a shower tub combo, little toilet, maybe a little sink right here, and call it a day. And then this could be part of our living room. I have a little bookcase over here, some nice big giant windows over here. I don't really know what to do with the backyard, but I'm gonna leave that for a later time because that's more of a future thing. But right now we're living in the present. We've got 12,000 simoleons to our name. They did add in new windows that I thought were so perfect for this build because it is cheap in this house. They're 25 simoleons each. They are the HBD, which stands for Happy Birthday. If you don't know what that means, HBD, Happy Birthday to The Sims, because last week was The Sims 25th anniversary. 25 years The Sim has been around, and I've been playing The Sims for 25 years. So I think I'm gonna utilize these windows because technically I end up using these windows, but they're like 35 simoleons and these are 25. Save yourself $10. You know, save yourself 10 simoleons. It's just easy that way. So I'm gonna use these windows because I like them. They do have different like heights of the windows, which I guess is okay, but I'm gonna use this one because it's nice and plain and Jane. Like, we have been needing a lot of basic furniture and a lot of basic objects like windows, doors, cabinets and counters, fridges, wall tiles, floor tiles for the longest time in The Sims. And the fact that we now have it after 25 years, especially 10 years later in the base game, it is so nice. Because I'm all about that simple life. I like simple things, and that's all I basically really need. And we have this big And honestly, having basic things is probably a very good thing because this window is also very basic. And if you press F5 on your keyboard, you have the option to place things on quarter tiles, especially slot things on quarter tiles like windows, doors, whatever object you have in the game. And I think it's so helpful because sometimes half tiles or just full tiles can be a little bit annoying. So quarter tiles is way better. So you have a little bit of a emptiness at the bottom and the top, and it's like bada bing, bada boom. But I am not using that window. Just wanted to show you for an example to kind of show you to understand what it is like. I think I'm just might do the same windows across the board because simply these windows, stunning, stunning. Let me turn F5 back off because I feel like this might be too high. And I need a door back here. And I want another window, so I'm thinking I might add 3 because I feel like that looks nice. I also like this window because it is not that bad. I do like the fact that it is just simply just no lines, no nothing, just simply window pane. Like that right there is perfect. It's perfect for a kitchen window, like when you have your kitchen island and you have a window above your counters. It's just stunning. Basically more so above the sink, but I'm gonna go back and this will be our kitchen area. I need to definitely add in our our nice mix and matched archway over here. So what I'll do is maybe I might do this instead, where the archway goes to the kitchen area and we have a little bit more room, and then this goes to the living room, which is a little bit smaller, but I don't mind. Plus this sim don't got a lot of money. And the best thing about these base game items is that they are very cheap and affordable to put into base game homes. And I do like that idea. But I'm gonna add in this sliding glass door that's also part of the new base game update right here. And it is so nice. It comes in yellow, which makes me very happy. And then also yellow with white border. But I'm like, this is great. I'm just also very glad, if you remember way back in the Sims 2 days, if you wanted to change a swatch after you placed it down in your home, it cost your Sims money to change anything, and it was rough. It was rough back then. I don't miss those days at all because ooh wee, if you know, you know, those days were just not it. But we lived through it to tell the tale, and now we're here. I do need saucer lights in this house because the lighting can be a little bit dark from time to time. So I'm going to add some of these lights here, one into the hallway, and then probably one right here. I'm going to center this and then put one right here. I will say the lighting in The Sims 4 has dramatically changed in a very good way, and I am so pleased to say, like, I love the lighting in The Sims. Like all the Sims games have different lighting. Of course, Sims 1, I don't know how to describe that lighting. The lighting back then was a different vibe, different time. But what can we really say about that? It was Sims 1. It was day 1. We didn't know much. Will Wright did that and moved on to the next game called The Sims 2, where everything was 3D and they were self-aware, and that was downright crazy and scary. So if this is going to be our kitchen, I'm going to utilize the new tiles, and these are actually the glossy beveled subway tiles. Now, if you are aware, we have subway tiles already in base game, but they just didn't look right to me and I didn't use them that much. But when they gave us an update last week, they gave us actual realistic looking subway looking tiles. So they have like black grout and they also have like white grout as well, which I think is so perfect for like kitchens or bathrooms or literally anything. And the other thing they gave us like a matching floor tile that could work with like a kitchen, a bathroom, outdoors, whatever it basically is. But the difference between this one and this one is that this one has like a pattern on it and the other one doesn't have the pattern. So if you didn't want to have the pattern, you have that option. And they also gave us the option to have black or white grout in the floor tiles, same as the wall tiles. So I think for the kitchen, what I want to do for the wallpaper is actually utilize the glossy subway tiles, but I want to use the white grout because I like it. And I want to have the kitchen facing this way, and maybe I might change this window so that way I have like the sink above the window so we can look out and just see all the neighbors walk by and just see the leaves fall basically. And it's going to be a very small kitchen, so I'm just going to have it be in this general square and then most likely have the island on this wall, and then I could probably add in a dining room if I can. If I have the funds, I probably will do it. But let's add in the floor tiles. I'm going to use the ones that without the patterns so that way it kind of matches a little bit better. The same with the white grout. But now I'm thinking this one does cost 8 simoleons and the other ones cost a little bit less. So maybe we'll go a little bit cheaper. We'll get our money back and then we'll just do these right here. And that kind of works the same way. We'll cover it up with some other stuff. But if we want to be a little bit more fancier, we might as well use these right here. And these are actually 4 simoleons. These are the acceptable tiles. And I think for the rest of the house, we'll probably do like my very favorite wood flooring, which is the Limber Lumber traditional hardwoods. It's the same flooring that I feel like I use in every single house build that I do. And it's a sad, sad shame, but there is a trick that you can do that I will link a short that I did a while back ago. It's a very good trick to like make your base game flooring or any flooring look more fancier. But I think for the bathroom, I'll just use the same acceptable tiles and also maybe the same wallpaper. It's probably going to be my most used wallpaper for the rest of my Sims 4 experience because it's so good. It's very plain and simple. And I feel like we've been needing a lot of plain and simple wallpapers and flooring for a very long time. I feel like our next step has to be landscaping. Simple landscaping, and I feel like we have hit the golden jackpot because I'm telling you that landscaping is my life. So I think for the bedroom what we'll do is do the same wallpaper, but I think I want to go with something like a brown more, and I think this looks kind of nicer. And I might do the same thing for the living room because I want to kind of separate them. I don't want to have it all white and very bland, but then we can always have a pop of color if we get to that point into the build, because we only have like 11,000 simoleons to our name, and I feel like we gotta get the necessities in before we like go broke. So I think for the kitchen, what I was mentioning earlier is that we're gonna use the new countertops, and these are the Simley Park Shaker counters, and they're 255 simoleons. And sometimes when I build base game houses, I tend to use these, and they are cheaper, but like these look nicer. I like these more. They look nicer and prettier. And plus the good part that these actually match with like other pack wood swatches, which is perfect. But I feel like if I'm gonna be like cheap and affordable, I gotta be cheap and affordable. So maybe I'll use the Blanco contemporary counters this time, but I can definitely change the color because they added in these new swatches a while ago in another base game update, and that was huge. So I feel like we'll just go with Blanco. A little bland, never hurt nobody. So I think I want to probably go with like a brown, or like I like this one, but it doesn't work well with the backsplash. So maybe we'll go with like, we can go with the white, and we can work around it with like a bunch of like pops of green with like plants and stuff. And I think I definitely want to add in the island right here, because definitely I could probably add in like a table if I can right there. But let me add in the corner pieces so that way we kind of get our vision across. And since this is going to be the entrance into the kitchen, I'm going to have to move something around. So I think I'll put the fridge here and then put the stove there, because then that way we have a little bit of sectioning for our kitchen. And I could use the yum cooker. It's like 400 simoleons, but we can make it a little bit higher. We have about 10,000 simoleons to our name, so maybe we'll go with this one. It's the cheapest stove in the game, but it's my favorite stove, and we're about to break the bank real quick. I could get away with it of using a mini fridge, and that came with the event in base game, but then this is like 25 simoleons extra. That's 3. Yep, we're gonna go with this one right here. I'm telling you, I am so glad that swatches does not cost money like it did in The Sims 2, because we were out here being broker than broke than Brandy broke, and that was rough. Brandy broke was broke, but I don't want to be broker than her because that is not in the cards for me. I might use also the same cabinets from Blanco, so that way we have a little something up here, because I don't want to make it look crazy. But does this feel like a necessity or more of like a want? Because this feels more like a want than an actual need, because I'm out here spending money that I do not have. I still have a whole like living room and bedroom and bathroom to finish, but I want to have like good furniture at least, you know? Even though that my sim, he doesn't really need a TV, I feel like TVs are more of a general necessity. I feel like TVs are more of like a want than a need. So I feel like we shouldn't include a TV and then just kind of play around with like books, so he can start reading and learn more about cooking, because that's technically his aspiration. He wants to become a master chef one day down the line, and I want to give him that. I can always add in a small little plant in the corner like that, and maybe even a small little painting. This is what I end up doing. I end up getting sidetracked and adding in things that I don't need. But I want it though. Oh, I could actually use the new paintings that we got, the Lovely Moment family pictures. Oh, this is very nice. I also like the fact that there's Sims that were like made in a portrait. We have different swatches. And these are actually the Sims from other packs. Like this one is from the For Rent pack. This one seems like from the, I'm gonna say My Wedding Stories. I think we have one from Sulani. Like these are like so unique and very cool. Horse Ranch. Oh, these are so nice. The Realm of Magic pack. Snowy Escape. Wow. This is so beautiful. I think I'm gonna do this one because this looks very nice. Because like this little baby sleeping on the nice little yellow flowers and just works so well. So we'll put that there. And I definitely will say something that I tend to do time and time again is always putting like a mirror in the foyer area, so that way your Sims can like look at themselves before they walk outside looking crazy. Simple things like that. So we'll add a mirror here, and we have about 8,000 simoleons left. So with the living room, we do have a brand new fireplace that they gave us at 700 simoleons, because I'm telling you, I would always end up using the heat seeker, and it was not my favorite. I've been using this fireplace for eons. But now that we have this one, it's way more extra, like 100 simoleons more. But I like how simple and good it looks. It just works very well. Like this would replace almost all the fireplaces that I have in my game, especially the one that we got, I think was Growing Together, and some other packs that look similar to this. But I like it. So I think I'm gonna use it. I might have to eventually figure out where I'm gonna place all this stuff at. I could put the fireplace here and get rid of this window right in the middle and then move these both to the side. So that way I can put one of those like TV picture frame TVs on the wall, because we have one that we got with an event, but that's like 3,000 simoleons and we don't have money like that. So maybe I'll get rid of this so we can get our money back and then replace it with the one that is like 100 simoleons less, and then just change it to more of a tan color. We don't really need a TV because that's no entertainment, not in the cards for us. But I will definitely add in probably a nice little painting on the wall that won't break the bank. So maybe I'll go with this one because it does look nice, but now the walls don't match the painting. They never say adding in 2 little posters, it doesn't hurt. It really doesn't. And I honestly cannot remember to save my life. I don't really remember if we got those like collage frames in base game or not, because I feel like they came with the pack, but I am not entirely sure. Okay, no, they're not from base game at all. So we're gonna have to work with what we have at the moment and make haste. So, oh, but now that I think about it, what I can do, move this painting over. Let me get one of those cheap looking TVs. I'm gonna get this one, because I like this. I like the penguin one, don't get me wrong, but I feel like this one looks nicer. I could get away with it, and I can size it up using my bracket keys, so that way it looks nicer, but it's still cheap. It's like one of those big back TVs that we had back in the day with the VCR, those type of TVs. But honestly, these are very nice, because then I can decorate the little mantle with like paintings and other things through gameplay, but then I can also add in this, like right here. I still have enough money to play around with things, so I'm gonna add that right here. So he has at least some entertainment, because I feel like playing video games definitely will help him unwind from like the craziness of cooking. So I'll add paint 2 plants over here. So we'll add in 2 plants on here and right here. That seems normal. And then I could probably add in a little coffee table in the middle, but that feels like more of a want than a need. We could simply just add in a nice little rug. Classic brick fireplace surround. Oh my gosh, that's literally the best thing in the entire world. We never had something like that before, and they added this into the base game update, and I love it. It is so perfect. It makes like that one little section of a fireplace floor look nicer, especially if you're putting like fireplaces on a platform. It just gives it some dimension, I feel. So let's add in a nice little blank little desk right here in the corner. Make it like tan. You need a nice computer, so we'll get this one. That's 800 simoleons. And ooh, the Boss Executive desk chair is nice, but this one's nice too. We are not out here looking rich as ever. No, we're not Judith Ward. We're not Nancy Landgraf. We're basically just dirt cheap poor like Bob Pancakes and Eliza. But that's not a bad thing. It really isn't. We'll get a nice little painting right here as well in a tan color. cute. Now I feel like I should honestly close this off because me and empty space, we are not two peas in a pod whatsoever. But now I can actually use a little half wall behind this couch to give it some separation without separating it all. And I could probably put something over here, but I'm not too sure what. And I guess to give me more space, I could move this door right here leading to the bathroom. So that way I can probably move this back in and get some extra money back, because we can still technically have our shower tub combo or a shower and a toilet and a sink perfectly fine. So I'll move the door onto the side and we still have a lot of room to work with over here. But let's go to our bedroom so we can figure that out. And so we can get our layout done. I might get another light because it's a little bit dark in here. Okay, so now that we only have 4,000 simoleons to our name, we didn't get any new beds in the base game update, but I want to try and get a double bed. And this double bed is 430 simoleons. It's a nice bed. The sleep quality energy is 4. It's uncomfortable. So I could probably get the Killer Queen double bed, which is nicer. It's a little bit extra more simoleons, but I think I could get away with it. But I'm going to think smart and go with this basic one. We'll go with like a nice little gray. I'll push it up a little bit more. And personally, I cannot wait until we get more stuff for the event that we have going on right now for The Sims 4. Because if you're not aware, we did get a brand new event called Blast from the Past, and there's a row of objects that you can get through gameplay. And I really want this alarm clock, but we can't get it until week 2. And by the time that I'm recording this, I don't have access at all. So I feel like I can only do week 1. And when I get back from my trip, week 2 will be enabled, and then I can get my alarm clock. But I really want this because when we got Little Simsy's Comfy Gamer Kit, that included an alarm clock, and that was the best object in that pack because all of my Sims need to get up at a certain time, whether it's for work or school. And so in week 2, you'll be able to get this alarm clock once you do the gameplay task at hand. So I think for the general like nightstands, I don't really know what to do, and I might actually put this bed over here because then I can close these off with general nightstands side by side. And we'll go with the basic ones from base game, just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We definitely need a nice little dresser along the wall. We'll use this one from base game. It was made by Peacemaker a while back ago. So we'll put this one right here. It's about 439 simoleons because the other 3 are not the style that I want. So we'll go with this one right here. And I think also what I'll probably include is another mirror, but I might take this mirror from the hallway and put it in here. So that way we have a little bit more playing around with our features. So to call it, I'm going to probably just add in a random clock, but to fill in that space, I'm going to add in 2 plants on both sides. But I think I need to probably add in like maybe an activity. We have a computer, we have our living room basically done. But I honestly probably should have made this house a lot smaller because this is a lot of space to work with, I'm telling you. Freckle McGee over here. But we're going to work on the bathroom and then we can have some major fun. So I'm going to go ahead and add in this postmodern shower right here. And then we can add in our administrator toilet. And then I can put the sink right here. So that way we can put our mirror right on top. And I feel like with the base game, we have some really great mirrors, but I feel like we need a lot more, especially when mirrors are not like so jacked up high off the wall where we can't like put it down, because by default they have a default height based off of animations. But I feel like in a way I just want to have more free roam on mirrors in general, especially just overall in the game. So now that we have our basic bathroom, our bedroom, living room, office area, our kitchen, and maybe a little bit of a dining room because of the island, we can probably now start playing around with more stuff. But I need landscaping, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with the inside. Landscaping I could use debug, so I can get away with it regardless, but we need to put some nice flooring on the outside. So we'll use some nice little brick. We'll use this one over here and this one over here. And I think now we can start playing around. So now that we have our basic necessities, the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities, forget about your worries and your fright. I love The Jungle Book. It's my favorite movie. But now we can start playing around and start separating some things. So we have 2 columns here for the kitchen area. We have about 4 counter spaces for doing whatever. So I might add in just a sink in the kitchen so that way your Sims don't go to the bathroom and utilize that. So we'll put the sink right in the middle. And then I will also add in a basic cheap microwave. And first and foremost, we always need a fire alarm so our house does not catch on fire. But to be honest, the best thing, a best investment to have in The Sims is the fire prevention system utility panel, because when there's a fire on your lot, sprinklers actually come onto your lot and extinguish the flames. But that's 750 simoleons that I do not have. So we're gonna be cheap and use a smoke alarm that's 75 simoleons. So with that being said, we are basically done with the kitchen. Not a lot of decor to add in, but we do need a bin first and foremost. So we'll add that right there. And then I feel like for this section, even though we do have like books over here by the island, we can have a little reading corner. So I can add in like 2 little chairs, like one right here, and then like one right here. But I feel like that could work. A nice little reading corner to get all of your troubles away. So we'll change these colors to be a little bit more nicer for the general home. And then we'll move this plant just a tad bit over right there. And I want to add in like another painting from the base game update because these are so nice. I don't know, I like both of them. I like all of them, but it's hard to choose. So we'll just add in both, same color frame, but different pictures. Maybe we won't add any curtains to this because I could get away with it and do this one right here. If I just do this and size it up and scoot over it, we'll move it down just a bit, move it over here, and then get the same one over here, size it down using my bracket keys, and then just move it up using Control 9, slide it over. I could get away with it. I simply could get away with having a nice curtain so big. Hold on, I think I just hit the jackpot. Hold on. These, what are these called? Cabin slates. I'm using those for the rest of my life. Size down 3 times. So we're just gonna use these. And I'm telling you, these are the best windows we have in base game. We got them last week. So I'm just thinking, where have you been all my life? You've been hiding from me for eons, and you're finally here, giving me comfort and joy, just what I wanted. So what can I really do? Oh, the light switches. These are only 40 simoleons, so I can add in some realness to this. I always do this all the time in my game of adding in light switches because it adds in like a touch of realism is what I feel like we all need in the game. So I guess instead we'll probably just add in like a nice little chair, which is like only 40 simoleons. And we have 3 simoleons left to our name. So now what I can actually do is still have more fun and utilize debug, because debug is your best friend because everything's free. I remember the day when they added in debug into base game, into The Sims 4, I was having the best time of my life because the amount of times I would landscape and I would have no money left to afford anything was hard. So I'm just so glad that we have like this debug option. And if you don't utilize it, please do. It's the best way to landscape for free. It'll save your sim money, time, and effort. And also for you brain cells to not think, because I don't like thinking when I have to landscape. It is like, it's empty up in here. I got 1 brain cell and I'm not gonna use it trying to stress over landscaping. Not today, not in 2025. So I think for the front yard, I need to add in some terrain. And luckily the terrain in the game is free, thankfully enough. And so I wanna make it look nice. I'm gonna add a nice little square over here and do like that. And then I might do a little something like here. I might put the mailbox in the front. I would probably get one of those like little wheelbarrow recycling bins for the outside for a touch of realism, but we don't got money like that, so we're not gonna do that right now. I think these are the ones that I tend to use a lot from debug because they look nice. And they're like the low-lying lame flowers that you usually get in base game, but that one costs money and I don't have money to spend. Oh, I can add a nice little planter pot right here. Oh, I can get away with literally anything in this game. I love this game. Okay, we'll do something like that. And I'll probably just wrap them around so that way there's a little bit more decorativeness to it. And I just feel like we definitely 100% need like a landscaping kit or landscaping base game update, because personally base game landscaping is nice, but we need like some key essentials like basic shrubs, basic trees, basic hedges, flowers, basic rocks. Like I think we need a lot more styles of rocks for The Sims 4 because they are nice, but I just don't use them anymore, or at least not as excessively as I do anymore like I used to, because I was using them left and right every day. So we are going to do this right here. And then I think what I'll do is maybe I'll add in this. Oh, wait, no, I can use, ooh, where's that other one? Where did it go? Mr. Krabs, where is it at? Well, I guess I could size this up. Or actually size this one up right here. Put it in the middle. There are no swatches on this one, which is fine. But I could probably replace it with something else. But I do want to add in these right here. This completes the touch of the home. These little shrubs are my favorite object in debug. They look nice. They change colors. We have this swatch and then we have this swatch. The thing is, when you don't have seasons installed, none of the trees or shrubs change based off of the season, because in base game, it's an endless summer. And I feel like now that we have so many packs in The Sims 4, including seasons, I find like seasons is probably like the best EP to buy. So that way you can like truly experience like what summer, spring, winter, and fall is like, especially like heat waves or cloudy days, rainy days. It just makes it more alive. And of course, you can always change the options in your game options if you don't want rain or thunderstorms, or if you want an endless like blizzard or whatever, you have that capability. Especially knowing like what seasons you can change the calendar days. And I find that so perfect. So I think I might actually use the Grow Garden Activate. What in the world? Sometimes I hardly look at the titles and descriptions of certain objects, but I'm like, what in the what? I kind of like that vibe, but like, ooh that was something else. But I don't know. Whoever makes the descriptions and titles for objects in The Sims 4 deserves a raise, because they are an absolute comedian. They deserve their own Netflix special and everything, because when you look at half of the object descriptions, you'll be like, what in the world is the Sims team doing? Keep it coming. This is why I wish there was like a Prima guide for The Sims 4 and just like showcasing all the new like objects and their descriptions and titles, because it'd be very funny. So I think honestly, this is all we have to work with for our house here. I might have to move this tree over just a tad bit more, but I think I did it justice. Oh, I could probably add in a debug fence to give it some character. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll use this wood fence and I'll actually put it like right here. But can I get away with it even better? I can, like right there. And then we have this post there. And then we'll do the long one as well. Oh, I can just get rid of that and put the long one right here. Typically with debug, all of your Sims will go straight through the wall of the debug objects because they're not real or active objects that your Sims can interact with. But it's just the sake of realism and what I want to have from a Sims game, you know? So I'll do like that. I might have to move this over just a tad bit because it is technically a little bit bigger, but I could get away with it and have a little piece open just like that, and then move this back just a tad bit just like that, because even though it looks a little bit funky onto the side, I still think it looks really cool regardless of what it does. And then I think the other thing I want to add in, I think I saw some firefly effects that cost money. Oh my gosh. Oh, I do have a chimney that I can add in that's debug, that's also free. So I'll add another chimney over here. And then the other thing that we'll also add in, ooh, we don't have a lot of objects. Grandma's will, oh my gosh, hold on. Boom, right there. That's where we're gonna put it. I could technically decorate more of the front yard with a little bit of fencing if I wanted to. So I think I might just do that. We'll add in some of these fences. These are my favorite fences in the base game in debug because they look so nice. And something that I always end up forgetting is that every single pack that we tend to have has the same fence, but it's like that pack's debug fence, if that makes sense. But I still like the idea that this does exist. Oh, I actually can just do this. Wait, if I get rid of the terrain real quick, I can use these little pathways. You would generally see these things in, I believe, Oasis Springs, but I find them so good for general like pathway decor. If you don't want to use terrain, you can always just use these and then place terrain on top to give it some more dimension, I guess. But I always love using these and I forget about them half of the time. But now that I see them, I'm going to use them to my advantage. There's also these garden pathway stones that you can use, especially in the backyard. They have like a little pathway lined up. Size them down using your like left bracket key and then your right bracket key to make things bigger. I could do something like that. And then I can have a little thing right here. Now, I can't remember if there is a little thing in debug, like a bird fountain, because I feel like there is, but I'm not entirely sure. It might be in live edit that I'll find it, because essentially with that, I can really make this corner perfect. And now that I think about it, I don't think it's in debug or live edit. so I probably can't use it, which is sad, but it's okay. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I could sell things and get it back, but I won't do it because that will take a lot of time and effort that I don't have. I really like how this house turned out. It looks really, really good. It is a very basic home. I used up 18,000 simoleons right off the bat. Took some finagling, but I eventually got there in the end. But we can definitely do a little tour. So we have our little foyer area over here. Nothing in it besides a nice little holiday etching. We have our main little kitchen, dining, and study reading space, I guess. Because I feel like the kitchen was like the main event of the home. It was like the main selling point because you have to eat somewhere and you have to cook somewhere, especially if you're a chef. We do also have a nice little bookcase. It's very small and very tiny and very affordable. So my Sims can definitely go and purchase books here, grab books there, and then put them back if they want to. And then over here we have our nice little living room and mini office. Our bathroom is very quaint and very small. And then we have our main bedroom, which is also very nice. I feel like we got our basic necessities and we got to play around with a lot of new debug and also utilizing all the new objects we got in base game as well. So I feel like this is a win. This feels like a 100% win for me. But either way, I do hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below, as always, of what you thought of today's build. Especially let me know if you've ever built a base game home recently with the brand new update. If you haven't, I feel like you should, because the objects are so nice. And I feel like also too that every time we get a new base game update, it's adding a lot of quality of life things to kitchens, bedrooms, bathrooms, living rooms, the list goes on. Then I'm crossing my fingers that the next big base game update will probably be landscaping, because I desperately need it in my game like yesterday. But as always, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!